Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of CI, welcome all the participants for this webinar on GreenCo rating for companies. My name is Muthu Sarian. I'm working as a senior counselor at the CI Godrej Green Business Center. So next to 45 minutes, I'll be presenting about the latest initiative which is launched by CI Green Business Center, that's called Green Company Rating, mainly to assess the performance of the companies on their greenness. It's a very new initiative, so I'll be presenting about the first 40 to 45 minutes, and then remaining about 15 to 20 minutes we'll have a question and answer session. This entire webinar is going to be it's live from the CI Green Business Center, Hyderabad, and this is going to be a one-way communication, and whoever is interested in asking questions at the end of the presentations can type their questions, and then for each question which is asked to the webinar, I'll be answering, and that question and answer will be shared with everybody. So with this small initial introduction, let me start the presentation on the Green Company Rating. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is a very new initiative from CI Green Business Center in promoting the green concepts in Indian industry and making the Indian industries more environmentally sensible and more environmentally sustainable. The entire background behind this particular rating program is an initiative called the Mission on Sustainable Growth, which was launched by CI in the year 2008 under the leadership of Mr. Godrej. The main objective of the Mission on Sustainable Growth initiative when it was launched in 2008 was to promote the concept of sustainable development, mainly the environmental sustainability within the Indian industry and among the members of CII. And as an outcome of that Mission on Sustainable Growth initiative, CII developed a code called CII Code for Ecologically Sustainable Business Growth, focusing on 10 natural commandments, which talks about a voluntary commitment from the top management or the senior management of the companies in terms of voluntarily committing their consumption, reducing their consumption like energy consumption, water consumption, waste reduction, and then implementing certain green initiatives like promoting or increasing the share of renewable energy, and then reducing the waste or implementing life cycle assessments, green supply chain, those kind of initiatives. So CI had a very good response for this CI Code for Ecologically Sustainable Business Growth from 2008 to 2010. We had about 452 companies signed this code, and then out of 450, almost more than 100 companies they have taken seriously and then implemented this code on a voluntary basis. And as an outcome of this initiative, many CI members suggested that there should be a recognition mechanism for those companies who are doing well in terms of their greenness. And then this kind of recognition program, if we have, then it will motivate the companies who are already doing well. And second, it will also motivate the companies who are yet to start. When a competitor is doing, then definitely the other company will also try to do this kind of initiative. So with that objective, CI members suggested that there should be some recognition mechanism. So as an outcome of this Mission on Sustainable Growth, this Green Company Rating System was developed. So when it was developed, when this thought came, then CI formed a steering committee with the industry participation. We had more than 120 members from different sectors. They participated in the steering committee, and then it took about a year to develop the guidelines for assessing the companies in terms of their greenness. So in my presentation, I am going to briefly touch upon what is the overall approach adopted in developing the guidelines, and then what are the methodology adopted, and then what are the benefits the company is going to get by going for this kind of rating, and also a few case studies from different industries covering various parameters of the GreenCo rating will also be discussed as part of this presentation. The entire rating program, as I mentioned, developed by the Green Business Center, which is based in Hyderabad. So this is going to be again a voluntary rating program, which is developed by industry for industry, because we involved more than 120 industry participants. They have given input in terms of developing the guidelines. So it is developed by industry, and then this is for the industry. This rating is going to be completely managed by the Green Business Center at Hyderabad. Again, to just brief about the Green Business Center, it's a unique initiative from CII, supported by Government of Andhra Pradesh, USAID, and Prajosha Godrej Foundation. It was started in the year 2003, and then this Green Business Center is doing several initiatives of promoting the concept of green, especially in the areas of energy efficiency, environmental management systems, green buildings, renewable energy, water conservation and management, and then other climate change related activities. So this is about a brief information on the center. We have close to about 90 technical staff working on different areas, whatever I've just mentioned, like energy efficiency, green buildings, and other environmental related services. Coming to the rating program, so the overall rating program is a system or a framework to define and assess the performance of the companies based on their greenness. So ultimately, this rating system will be helpful for the companies to understand how green the company is. And this system or a framework will also help the companies in terms of monitoring and sustaining the green initiatives. So this will be an excellent tool for the companies to use it, and then they themselves monitor and sustain their green initiatives. And this rating will also helpful for the companies to have their own the future activities in terms of guiding the companies in terms of phase to growth in making the company more greener. So these are all the main objective of the rating program. As far as the scope of this rating is concerned, right now this rating is applicable for both manufacturing and service industries. When I say manufacturing, it is applicable for all kind of manufacturing industries like engineering, automobile, textile, or chemical industries, or cement plant, or pulp and paper unit. So it is applicable for all kind of manufacturing industries. And as far as service sectors are concerned, it is also applicable for all IT services or other service sector companies. And when I say service sector, it is not only applicable for the building portion of the company, it also applicable for the entire operations of the service sectors. And again, the another important point as far as this rating is concerned, this rating is only applicable for a unit or facility level rating, and this is not a rating of at a corporate level. For example, ITC as a company will not have a corporate level rating under this program. It will have individual units undergo this rating program, and then the unit which is going for the rating will be given a certification, whether it is what level of GreenCo rated company. So that's another difference. It's a unit or facility level rating, not a corporate level rating. And as far as the methodologies and the approach and the kind of guidelines provided in terms of assessing the companies in terms of their greenness, we feel it's first of its kind in the world. There are no other rating program having this kind of approach and methodology as far as the green company ratings are concerned. Going to the next slide, just CII at the national level, when they discussed and decided to go for this kind of rating. So then the main objective of this particular rating in terms of its intent is to make the unit level or facility level operations more competitive in terms of their greenness. And as a result of this, the company will have more green image to the outside world. So these are going to be the main benefit for the company as far as the unit or facility levels are concerned. And at the national level, when we have more and more green company rated, GreenCo rated companies are there, then we'll have, as a country, India should become globally competitive in terms of their greenness. And then this will also offer a lot of opportunities in terms of exporting green products and green services. Just to give an example, 15 or 20 years back, nobody thought that India will become a superpower in terms of IT and IT-enabled services. but because of the large technical manpower and then the strength available with us, so today we are one of the leading forces in the world. So similar opportunities existing in terms of green products and green services also. So when we do a lot of good work as far as greenness are concerned at the national level, then over a period of time, we'll have more green products which can be exported, and then we'll have more green services which can be exported to outside India. Going to the next slide, I briefly touched upon during my initial introduction, like when we started this initiative, we formed a steering committee. The steering committee was headed by Mr. G.V. Prasad, who is the Vice Chairman and CEO of Dr. ITC Laboratories, and then Mr. Pradeep Bhargava, who is the Managing Director of Cummins Power Technologies. And then we had about more than 120 members representing various industries. And then we had 2 steering committee meetings at Hyderabad, and then series of one-to-one discussions, and then small group interactions while developing the rating program. So ultimately, we have involved more experts during the process of developing the guidelines, and this has good transparency in terms of the rating is concerned. So if you go into the guidelines, which is already available in our website, so it is very clear for a company, they themselves can do their mock assessments, and then it gives clear transparency in terms of providing points and then getting the final rating. And we have involved more and more industry people, so that is also having more consensus from the industry on the various criteria which is included as part of the guidelines. Coming to the approach, what we have adopted in terms of providing points as part of the guidelines of these ratings are concerned, 30% of the points are given for the systems related activities, and then rest 70% are given for the actual results or impacts achieved by the companies. So total there are 1000 points for this rating, and out of 1000, 300 points are given for the systems, which includes what are the commitments taken by the top management in terms of their leadership and strategies in implementing green practices, and then how the company is involving the people and then having a partnership with other organizations, and what kind of training and capability building are given for its own employees in implementing these green initiatives, and then what are the monitoring systems the company is having, and then how it is employing its monitoring systems in ensuring the continuity and then the actual benefit of the green initiatives. These 3 aspects comes under the systems, and then 300 points are given for these 3 areas. The remaining 70% or 700 points are given for the actual results achieved by the company in different areas. For example, one of the major parameters under the GreenCo rating is energy efficiency. So what is the actual reduction in specific energy consumption or reduction in specific waste generation? These are all actual impacts or results. So that carries a good amount of weightage as far as the overall rating is concerned. So the overall approach what we have been adopting is like higher focus is given on performance, but nevertheless systems also having 30% of the points, because which is very important for sustaining the green initiative in any industry. Sorry. As far as the levels of ratings are concerned, once the assessment is completed, then based on the overall points of 1000, if the company gets minimum 350 points or anywhere between 350 to 449, then they are eligible for the certified level. Certified level is the first level of the rating, and then there are 5 levels of the rating. And for getting a certified level or applying for this GreenCo rating, it is very important that the company should follow all the minimum regulatory or mandatory requirements which is applicable for the company. So this rating is developed such a way that it is beyond the regulatory requirements. So how the company is doing more than the minimum required the environmental performance by the mandatory or standards which is stipulated for the company. So that is the first point. Suppose the company is doing well, then the next level is bronze, 450 to 549, and then silver is the next higher level, 550 to 649. Then gold and platinum is the highest. So out of 1000 points, the company gets more than 750, then they get the platinum rating. And the other important point is like the guidelines are given such a way that if a company gets a gold level rating, and then in most of the parameters the company's performance should be best at the national level. And if a company gets platinum, then in most of the parameters the performance should be comparable with any other plant outside India also. So they should have a world-class performance in terms of their numbers. For example, the specific energy consumption, or the waste water reduction, or implementing green supply chain related initiatives. So that is how the program or the guidelines are given. So any company which gets platinum rating should be comparable with any other greenest company outside India also. And the another important point while developing this rating is like it is carefully designed such a way that it is neither tough nor easy. In the sense, a company which does a lot of good work with respect to energy efficiency, water management, or waste related activities, and then for that company it is easy to get the minimum level of certified level, which is 350 points. Whereas if a company wants to do really well and then get silver, gold, or platinum, then they have to put extra effort in terms of implementing the green initiatives. So in a way that most of the proactive companies which are doing good work in India, for them it is easy to get a certified or bronze level. But getting silver, gold, or platinum, there should be some extra effort in terms of implementing green initiatives in various areas. Then they will get the higher levels of rating. This is how the rating was developed. Coming to the weightages, we have seen 1,000 points, and then we have seen 5 different levels of rating for the GreenCo. And then these are the 10 different parameters included as part of the guidelines. It starts from energy efficiency, water conservation, then renewable energy, greenhouse gas mitigation and reduction efforts. And then waste management has taken a separate area where 100 points are given. Then material conservation, recycling, recyclability, how the company is implementing the material conservation, not only the raw material, it also includes even the packing material reduction or the consumables reduction. So all aspects are included as part of the material conservation, recycling and recyclability, which carries 100 points. And of course, if you see overall energy efficiency still has maximum weightage, because most of the industries in terms of overall environmental sustainability, energy consumption plays a major role. So based on the suggestion from the steering committee members, energy efficiency was given 150 points, and up to green supply chain, the other 6 parameters each has 100 points. And then we have also included the product stewardship and life cycle assessment as part of the guidelines, and then it is assessed for each company. Product stewardship is nothing but, as a manufacturer of a product, what are the initiatives the company is taking once the product is sold in the market? So it can be improving the efficiency of the product during its operation, or it can be guiding the customer in terms of proper disposal of the waste, or it can be product or the waste take back program, how the company is employing, so that the environmental impact during the disposal of the product is minimized. So all these kind of initiatives comes under the product stewardship category. So due weightage is given under this GreenCo rating. So the life cycle assessment is another latest concept which is included as part of the GreenCo rating. This is because life cycle assessment, LCA, is picking up in most of the European and the North American countries. So that is the reason it is included as part of the rating. And also in future, to assess the product, how green the product is. So it is very important for a company to complete the entire life cycle assessment approach. So from that perspective, in India, the Indian companies should develop expertise in terms of the life cycle assessments. So considering that, life cycle assessment is included as part of the rating. So right now, the product stewardship and life cycle assessment, these two each carries 75 points. But over a period of time, when the version of the rating system changes, maybe a higher weightage will be given for these two areas. And then there will be a redistribution of points with respect to the other parameters. And the 10th parameter is miscellaneous areas where it includes the building portion of the performance, like how is the ventilation, then site location, and then how good the company has done in terms of green belt development. And then another important area under 10th parameter is the innovation. So the parameter 1 to 9, the company would have done something extremely well, which may not be addressed as part of the guidelines. So those kind of projects, those kind of innovations will come under this category. So equal weightage is given for innovation implemented in any of the 9 areas. So that is included as part of the others category in the 10th parameter. So totaling all 10 together, the total points for the rating is 1000. So here again, when I mentioned at the beginning that this rating is applicable for both manufacturing and service industries. So right now for the service industries like IT company or a financial service company or even the airport or the other service sectors, right now the product stewardship and life cycle assessment, these two parameters are not included because it's at the early stage, so it's very tough for service industry to start doing life cycle assessment and product stewardship related aspects. So right now, based on the suggestion from the steering committee, only 8 parameters are included for service sectors, but again, the overall the points are distributed to 1000. So this is one small difference between a manufacturing sector and service sector. Going to the next slide, this is what the response we have been receiving. So this was actually launched, the pilot rating was launched at the beginning of 2011, and then in the last 1.5 years or close to 2 years, more than 50 companies are involved in the process, out of which 17 companies already registered for the rating, and out of 17, 6 companies the assessments are completed, and then the actual rating is awarded to these companies. And then you can also find different kind of companies or different kind of sectors are participating in this GreenCo rating. And just to give the glimpse of the companies who are already certified, the first company to certified was the Bangalore International Airport, which is at the bottom of the slide on the right hand side, which has got silver rating. And then second was the ITC Bhadrachalam, the paper division, they got gold rating. And then Vasavartha Cement, gold rating. And then ACC Tondebavi, which is cement grinding unit located very close to Bangalore, they got silver rating. So these are the first 4. And then recently this month we completed, the January we completed the assessments for Brakes India Schollinger. They got silver rating. And then just last week the JK Tech Ankroli plant in Rajasthan, the assessment was completed, and then the assessors panel has to come out with the actual rating, which will be known by next week. So these are the 6 companies already the assessment was completed, and then remaining close to about 50 companies are already working in different stages, like going for a training program or doing a feasibility study or doing their own mock assessment in terms of their performance. So various activities are happening in more than about 50 companies. And another important aspect as far as the certifications are concerned, as a part of the rating program and assessment, at the end of the assessment, there will be an assessment report submitted by a group of assessors. So that assessment report is a kind of a feedback report which has a lot of strategic suggestions to further improving the environmental sustainability or environmental performance of the company. So this is going to be a major value addition as part of the program. So group of experts who are who will be doing these assessments, and at the end of the assessment, the feedback report will have a lot of improvement opportunities. That's called opportunity for improvement, and then the company can take up those suggestions for future improvements. And having worked with about 50 companies, and then the last 1.5 years, overall we feel that this rating system is going to drive excellence within the company in different green aspects. When I say different green aspects, for example, first, it will drive excellence in terms of companies to pursue world-class energy efficiency. So right now, how companies are doing, so each company will have their own internal benchmarking or internal target, like I should reduce my energy consumption for 5%, 10% or 2% or 1%. So that kind of internal targets are set, and then the company is focusing on those aspects. But when they go for this kind of rating, the GreenCo is mainly focusing on achieving national or international benchmark. So anybody who wants to get maximum points under each category, so each category they should achieve excellence at the national or international level. So due to that, the company will now aim for achieving world-class benchmarking in terms of energy efficiency. So that is going to be a driver of excellence when a company is going to implement this GreenCo rating. Next is like if you go into the details of the water parameter and then how the points are distributed, the 1,100 points are distributed within water, you'll find if the company reduces their water consumption, but still they will not be able to get full 100 points, because the maximum points are given under water if the company do some activity related to beyond the fence initiatives. In the sense how the company is aiming to achieve a water positive status. When I say water positive status, it is nothing but, suppose a company consumes X liters of water per annum as a consumption, and then by doing the rainwater harvesting or recharging both within the fence and beyond the fence, it should recharge the ground more than the consumption whatever it is consuming for an annual basis. So then it will become a water positive status company. So this entire rating is aiming or driving excellence to achieve a water positive status in terms of water management activities. The next driver of excellence, what we feel is like the companies already started monitoring their operations in terms of or inventorizing their operations in terms of how much is the GHG emission and what are the GHG mitigation projects implemented and how they can even become a carbon neutral company. So these are all going to be the driver of excellence as far as the greenhouse gas mitigation efforts are concerned. And the next major driver for excellence under the GreenCo rating, what we envisage is, like many companies after implementing the CAI code for ecologically sustainable business growth and also as part of the GreenCo, they make a target in terms of zero waste to landfill. So it is very difficult to reduce or avoid the waste generation in any process, but how do we recycle or reuse or reduce the waste which is generated in the process, so that the waste to the landfill is minimum or it is zero. So that is going to be the major driver of excellence as far as the waste management related activities are concerned. And of course, apart from the resources like energy, water, this GreenCo is giving due weightage for the material reduction opportunities, like how the raw material is reduced or how the recycled or recyclable materials are used as far as the process are concerned, and how the packing material is reduced, or how the consumables consumption is reduced over a period of time. So these are all the driver of excellence as far as the material conservation initiatives are concerned. And many Indian plants, very proactive companies, they have been doing a lot of good work as far as their own operations are concerned. So, but GreenCo will drive beyond their boundary, and then it will also ensure that the entire supply chain is included as part of the green initiatives, so that the suppliers, vendors, and customers, everybody is, working towards making a better environment, so that the green initiatives are implemented in the entire supply chain. And of course, the company gets maximum points once they implement a lot of renewable energy related projects, and the due weightage is given when the percentage share of renewable energy is maximum compared with the overall energy consumption of the plant. So that is driving excellence in terms of improving the share of renewable energy within the company. And then lastly, another driver of excellence as part of the GreenCo rating is like it is ensuring that people are focusing more on recyclability and product stewardship, or the waste recycling take back program kind of approaches. So that is going to be a new driver of excellence for the GreenCo rated companies. So we feel these are the different areas where company will excel and will focus in terms of improving their performance further, and we feel the GreenCo rating will facilitate these initiatives or these excellent aspects. Just to continue my presentations, let me also give a few examples how the Indian corporate are doing in terms of the environmental sustainability. Many of you are aware about the ITC Limited, which has been doing a lot of good work in terms of the environmental sustainability. ITC as a group overall, they are carbon positive for the last 7 years in a row, and that is because they are paper business. They have a huge sequestration of the farm land or the forestry, which is required as a raw material for their paper business. So due to that, ITC as a group, they are able to achieve carbon positive status for the last 7 years in a row. And of course, ITC is also a company where water positive for the last 9 years, and then they are having a lot of beyond the fence initiatives. So through various initiatives, both within the fence and beyond the fence initiatives, whatever the overall consumption of water as a group, and then when we compare with the kind of water which is harvested or recharged or replenished in the environment, which is more than the water consumption. So that is the reason they are having a water positive status. And similarly, they are also working, and then last 4 years they are getting a solid waste recycling positive, in the sense there are waste generation in their own processes, but whatever the waste they have recycled or reused, which, the quantity is more than the waste which have generated and which is sent to the landfill. So from that perspective, they are waste recycling positive for the last 4 years. Of course, they have very good the world-class environment, health and safety management systems, and they are also following the triple bottom line approach, which is mainly talks about the people, profit, and then planet, addressing the economic, environmental, and social aspects of the business. The another example I mentioned about the CA code, for which Mr. Jamshed Godrej was the chairman for the activities. So once they signed this code, and then they started working on various activities, and then the Godrej and Boyce group also set a huge vision, or the target by 2020. It's called the Good and Green Vision by 2020. So from the social angle, they set a target, like they will ensure the employability of training and giving employability for 1 million rural and urban youths, so that they can be employable in the society. And then the other green targets, if you see, they wanted to become a carbon neutral company, zero waste company, and then water positive company. And then most of their business should focus on energy efficiency aspects. And then 30% of the overall energy source by 2020 will come from the renewable energy sources. And then the other target set in terms of the products are like they wanted to reduce the material consumption and then eliminating toxicity in the entire product portfolio. And then they want to ensure 100% recycled or recyclable status for their products by 2020. So these are the large vision or targets set by Godrej and Boyce at the highest level. And then today, many of their businesses are working towards achieving this objective. So this is how, I mean, the overall, the environmental sustainability is taken up by Godrej and Boyce group. Another example is from Reliance, the refinery, which is based in Jamnagar. And this particular refinery in Jamnagar is operating with the lowest specific energy consumption in the world. And again, being one of the lowest specific energy consumer in the world, still every year they are able to achieve a reduction in their energy consumption. And again, this is being verified and validated by a third party. And then periodically they do benchmarking exercise, and then as part of the benchmarking, it's very clear that they are one of the lowest in the world for the last 7 years. But still they are continuing their efforts to reduce their energy consumption further. So it is best example for being a trendsetter by Reliance Jamnagar. And many public sector companies also focusing or taking up the environmental sustainability initiative in a big way. The example is from ONGC. So ONGC has set a target, like they wanted to have a carbon neutral company by 2020. They have already set some specific targets, and then they're implementing various projects like methane recovery, and then all their new buildings and office buildings will be the green building, which is platinum rated LEED or IGBC rated rating. And then they've already installed 100 megawatt of wind farm, partly in Rajasthan and partly in Gujarat. And then they also have, still focusing on more and more share of wind energy in their entire overall operations. And they have been doing their inventory on a continuous basis, and then they are monitoring their carbon emissions, and then they wanted to achieve a carbon neutral status for their operations by 2020. So this is what ONGC has taken up a target. And there are a few other examples. Again, this example is related to waste management being implemented by ACC. And not only ACC, many cement plants in India, they are doing this initiative today. Cement plant is a plant where many of the waste can be easily burnt along with the coal as part of their clinkerization process, because it is being operated at a very high temperature of 1400 degrees centigrade. So the incineration becoming very easy, and then it is having a large residence time as far as the entire process are concerned. And also as part of the clinker, whatever the waste generated when we burn the waste is becoming part of the chemistry of the cement. So there is no issue with respect to quality of the cement. There is no issue with respect to emissions when you burn this hazardous waste. So utilizing this opportunity, many cement plants are using hazardous waste which is generated from various industries like a paint sludge, or the hazardous waste which is generated from pharmaceutical industries. They are all even tire chips. The municipal waste which is free from moisture. These are all used as part of the fuel, which is called the alternate fuel usage in cement industry. So through this initiative, again, if you see, there are a lot of benefits in terms of money. So ACC has achieved more than 6.2 crores of savings by going for this alternate fuel and raw material utilization projects. And there are many engineering auto component industries that have been doing this kind of initiative. This is an example from Mahindra and Mahindra, how they have been continuously focusing on improving their logistics and also improving the capacity utilization of their trucks, so that the transport emission is reduced and also the cost of operations are reduced, so that it is beneficial in terms of both environment and also from the cost saving point of view. And similarly, they are going for a recyclable pallets from the wood which is used for packing their components. So through that initiative, there is a huge reduction in terms of the packing material like wood and cardboard boxes, and also it has resulted into good money savings. Another example which many of you would have heard about, the example of Nokia, how not only Nokia, many companies now they are focusing on reducing the packing material. And this is one example where how they have reduced the packing material, and then which has resulted into both the emission reduction, material savings, and also huge cost saving for the company. So these are some of the examples just to wanted to share with all of you how companies are doing. Another example as far as the product stewardship or supply chain initiatives are concerned is with respect to development of green products by Wipro. So Wipro is working with the various suppliers and vendors, and also they have completed this project in the year 2010, basically to after signing the ROHS compliance, and then they started working with the 37 suppliers, mainly from Taiwan and China, and then they phased out all the toxic substances in the product or the component, and then it has become a 100% toxin-free and recyclable product. So it was named as a Greenware desktop, and then it was first time introduced in the year 2010. So this is more of a product stewardship initiative, that the manufacturer of the product is ensuring 100% toxin-free and 100% recyclable product. And also it is a kind of product which also involves the vendors and suppliers in terms of reducing the toxic substances in the entire supply chain. So these are some of the examples just discussed. Now come to the benefits of GreenCo rating for the companies. So what are the benefits the company will get once they go for the GreenCo rating? The first benefit what we envisage or what we anticipate is the resource conservation. Of course, we have been doing a lot of initiative related to energy conservation or other material conservation within the plant. But when you holistically see this and then approach the, implement GreenCo rating, then there will be a huge resource conservation initiatives will happen across the supply chain, and then it will increase the conservation efforts within the plant. So it is going to directly improve the bottom line of the company. because it's going to give direct benefit in terms of cost apart from the resource conservation initiatives. So this, we feel this is going to be the major driver or major force or the benefits for the companies whichever is going for the rating. The second benefit what we anticipate is the green corporate image. So today the awareness level on green is increasing among different stakeholders. Even common consumer now aware about the star rating of the appliances which is promoted by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. And similarly, many tire manufacturers, if you see that they are advertising as a green tire, many products people are started advertising as a green product, and many companies they trying to claim that they are a green company. So from that perspective, when a company is going for this GreenCo rating, and it is going to be a systematic approach of analyzing and assessing the company in terms of various parameters, so it is going to give a lot of green corporate image whoever is going for the rating and achieving higher levels of the rating. The third benefit is going to be very useful for the company in terms of knowing where they are right now in terms of various parameters. You've already seen 10 different parameters. Many companies they have done good work in energy efficiency, water management, or waste reduction. But many companies had to start activities related to green supply chain or product stewardship or life cycle. So this rating is going to be beneficial for the company to know where they stand right now with respect to different areas, and from that also they can compare with their competitors and peers and how to improve further, and then how they are doing in terms of their performance on green with respect to their peers and competitors will be known. So this is going to be another benefit we anticipate from the GreenCo rating. And another important benefit is going to give the company is the transparency. So when we have regular assessment of the company as part of the GreenCo, and then when it is available outside world, then it communicates to the entire stakeholders. The corporate commitment of implementing green is going to be communicated to all the stakeholders. It gives a lot of transparency, and also depending on the product, it will also influence the consumer behavior. So it is going to be another marketing tool for the company in promoting their greenness, and then it will influence the consumer behavior. The last benefit what we anticipate, which is very, very important, is like this GreenCo rating is going to be beneficial for the company in terms of meeting future regulations. So today there are several regulations which is coming up, like there are 8 energy intensive sectors identified by Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and then they are part of the PAT scheme, and which is today it's a regulation. Similarly, as a nation, the Prime Minister's National Plan, Action Plan on Climate Change is having a target of 20% reduction in GHG emissions. So all these things will result into future regulations for the companies. So once we implement the GreenCo and address all 10 parameters, then it is very easy for the company to meet the future regulations, and then they will be better prepared to meet those requirements. And so they'll be always better compared to their competitors once they go for the GreenCo rating and implement all 10 parameters. So those are the benefits, and then the overall objective of the entire rating which was developed by CII and then promoted by CII is to have a market transformation initiatives towards green and towards ecological sustainability, so that we have participation of different stakeholders in the entire initiatives. For example, the GreenCo rating is going to involve all the consultants who are in this field, and then it is going to involve all the materials or equipment suppliers and manufacturers. They will be part of the entire initiative, so that they will go for more and more greener products or more and more green equipments. So that is going to be part of the entire initiative. And also, whoever is the infrastructure developer or the manufacturing companies, so they'll be very much part of this entire rating program. And then other nodal agencies or institutions, including the government agencies, will also be part of the rating over a period of time, and then it will encourage all the stakeholders to participate, and then it requires the involvement of all the stakeholders to make it as a big movement. So through this initiative, what we from CII is looking is like India should become a world leader in green movement with the involvement of all the stakeholders through this initiative. So just before concluding, I would like to mention that the entire GreenCo rating is available as a abridged reference guide in our website, which is called greenco.in. So anybody can visit this website, and then first they have to register their name and have their password. And once if you are a registered user, then you are eligible to download the entire abridged reference guide of the rating program. It is about 150-page document. So using this document, you can understand the overall methodology and then overall guidelines of various parameters under the GreenCo, and you can participate in GreenCo rating and then get benefit. So what we are looking is, we are inviting companies to register for the rating, so that you can make use of the initiative from CII in making your company more greener. So this is my contact details. I'm based at the Green Business Center in Hyderabad, and then any questions right now, you can ask. Even in future also, you can contact me through this telephone number or email for any queries related to GreenCo. I'll be very glad to answer your queries and then help you in terms of implementing green initiatives in your company. So with this, I'm formally concluding my presentation. So now that webinar is now open for the question and answer session.